I think they're finally used to it in our place.
Wolverine cosplay. I'm Batman.
Thank you very much. You scared the crap out of me.
Oh, this is the Britannia Mine Museum. That's about an hour north of Vancouver. We're not going to be going in today. It's $30 to get in there, and we don't have the time to poke around. If you want to watch more on this, watch my other video. Shannon and I spent almost a full day here on our last trip, and I got every little spot that they filmed at for that flashback. This is the flashback from the Zone, by the way, for those that don't know.
And while that wasn't the most exciting of Highlander episodes that they filmed out here, and it's usually derided as being
I think I even heard Steve said he hated it.
Right,
didn't he?
They didn't really enjoy it, but it was one of those deals that they kind of had to do, I guess.
I've got no beef with that episode, but I mean, there's like behind the scenes stuff. It's like where Bill Panzer's like, we apologize for the Zone.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was that bad in an episode. It was okay. It wasn't like super awesome or anything, but it wasn't awful.
Some other things perhaps, but it certainly wasn't, the best that Highlander could do and had to offer.
Yeah, I thought it was a very middle of the road episode for me.
But they had to have episodes where non-immortals were the main villain or whatever you want to call it. The struggle had to be against.
Like in Revenge of the Sword and stuff like that.
Right. And I don't know why they felt like that was a necessary thing, but they
or why they changed their minds and felt it was an unnecessary thing. It's just another story.
Sometimes they had to cater to what the European partners wanted. And,
yeah.
And it's like if they're ponying up the money, then hey, you gotta sometimes do what they want. Although after the first season, they had a little bit more leeway to kind of do as they pleased. So, like you heard Steve say earlier, they kind of got Marla Ginsburg out of the way.
I didn't realize that she was such a wench.
She was a problem. Again, that's from the viewpoint of the people that worked on the show, and I hate to think that it was, just it's a man's world and the woman is trying to make it, but I think that was her stance on it. And I think that even if people were not purposefully trying to keep the little woman down, I think that was her mindset, and so she felt like she had to really slug it out to
perception's everything, I guess.
Right. So I think she felt like she had to be the way she was to get where she was, and I think it kind of swung back the wrong way against her, and so she wasn't, But I have not actually written to the lady myself or talked to her at all, so I don't know. I'm friends with her on Facebook, but I haven't messaged her. But I would like to ask her some questions if she'd be willing to talk to me about, of course. But she did have a big hand.
As would I. So
she did have a big hand in making the show happen.
Yeah.
Have you seen the interview where she's with Bill Panzer and Peter Davis and
no.
Talking about it? Yeah. Basically, she was saying that she was watching television or whatever with her husband, and Highlander was on, or Highlander 2, or whatever it was, and she felt like it would be a really good thing to make into a property. It would be a very lucrative thing,
Well, so she wasn't wrong about that.
Make it into a television show, I mean to say. And so they got Christopher Lambert, who's the one that set up the meeting between Christian Charest and Marla Ginsburg of Gaumont, and then Peter Davis and Bill Panzer of Davis Panzer Productions, and it was in Cannes in 1991 when they had their meeting. There you go. And then the rest is history. But yeah, she was a source of consternation, and she was the one that made, was complaining about Adrian's accent, and then they figured out what they were going to settle upon, and Adrian refused to get rid of the accent entirely because he felt like he's supposed to be a Highlander and he should have a Scottish accent, and so they kind of compromised and said, okay, after a certain point, it's going to be lesser and lesser, and then eventually it'll be faded out.
Yeah, which
is not
brilliant.
Bad thing. So they kind of compromised, and then also, but one thing she did was in Road Not Taken. You can go back and watch it. There's some footage where he's clearly wearing an earring, and then all of a sudden he's not. But if you're not really looking for that, you probably won't catch it, because I know I didn't catch it for a long time. And I was like, oh, yeah, sure enough. I went back and looked at it, and there it was. And then it wasn't.
Yeah. The earring thing didn't bother me much. I'm going to go ahead and step up here.
That kind of thing you're not supposed to have happen. You're supposed to maintain
Yeah.
continuity.
Yep,
But,
the consistency, yeah, which is hard.
She could have made him take it out, like, between scenes, you know, like, after they finished what they were doing there at the Chinese garden, and then in the next scene, he wouldn't
Quick
have
view
it.
of the
No,
town.
mid-scene, he has it, and then he doesn't. So it's kind of weird.
Yeah, check out my other video if you want to see more of this town, but it is pretty awesome to go in there. Okay, so we're at a location that's just a little bit south of the Britannia mines, and this is a scene from The Samurai, episode 1, season 3. Let's see, Hideo Koto would have had his fight with those 3 guys right in here, yes?
On the beach down here.
Uh-huh.
But the tide is...
Yeah, the tide's in right now, so we're not getting quite as much of the beach as we normally would have. But yeah, basically, Duncan's lying in the water right here. And,
a little further out, of course, because
yeah.
the beach is covered.
Yeah. And then the fight would have happened right here, and then Duncan comes out of the water.
They fall along the... which scene? Are you talking about the end?
I'm talking about the flashlight, the flashback.
Fight? Yeah, that was out there on the beach. And then, they had his little... what was supposed to be his house out here, but, they just had like a wall, and then when they actually did show his house, that was a set on the soundstage over at Plaza of Nations. And then later in the episode, when they did the final fight, that was at the same spot, but then, they went over here, and you can see that
Yep,
outcrop.
you can see the rock formation right here, although most of it's underwater, but there's enough of it here to recognize it from the fight with Michael Kent at the end of that episode, right here. Mm-hmm. See if I can get down there and get a little bit of a better shot of it. And I love that fight because they're both using katanas. Duncan didn't fight other guys with katanas very often. I think Patone used one in Ivan Holder, but I can't think of another one right off the top of my head. But yeah, that rock formation right there is most definitely recognizable, even though, like I said, it should be higher. Pretty cool spot. And there's also a great view from the end over here where our friends are at. Home Christina. I'm going to try and get a 360 view from over here at the end, because this is incredible.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous location.
Yeah.
And they do
Start over here.
movies and stuff out here, so...
Gorgeous. All right, on to the next location.
A whole bunch of tree stumps and stuff back in the day. Part of Mountain Men, that's where the tree wrecked, not Mountain Men, and Bless the Child was shot in there. And also some of Haunted was shot in there. In the San Francisco flashback.
Yeah.
When Kragan jumps off the cliff. What's her face? McLeod family gravesite. And Duncan was walking down the road and he stopped.
Rachel
Right, he
approaches
stopped
him.
at his mother and father's grave and all that. Okay, we're coming up soon on the S curve here. Now we're down that road there is where he parked his Thunderbird and got water from the creek that's down below. Coming from, and that's of course back to the Mid-Valley area.
All right, Andy, give me that again now that I got the camera rolling. He's telling us that right over here.
Also, if you watch real closely in Bless the Child, that's the same section of rock where when, what's her face, I can't think of her name, but she's driving the truck down.
Oh yeah, right there. Uh-huh.
Right, so they spliced that together with footage from the Lower Seymour Conservation Reserve to make that whole sequence. And where she crashes her truck is actually down where we were before.
But you're saying that was from Mountain Men where Duncan jumps off?
Yeah.
Yep, right there on the cliff face. Yeah.
There's a section where you can like go up in between them and try to.
And then the road is from
That's also
Bless the
section
Child.
where Duncan and Charlie and I don't know why I can't think of her name. Sarah Lightfoot, that's her name. Where they're kind of stuck overnight. Remember, they're sleeping up against the rock face or whatever.
Charlie's doing lots of whining in that scene.
Yes.
I wonder if they actually climbed that.
Some of it, yeah.
For that
it's really
scene,
not
'cause
all of-
I think they probably used a wide angle lens to make it look, way
Oh, yeah.
taller than it actually was.
all kinds
Yeah.
of tricks of the trade probably to make it look higher than it really is. All right, please stay on it.
Pretty cool.
What tree is that, Brown? No,
So we're thinking this area in here might have been where Canwolf's camp was. Is that right?
yeah, there's a little encampment. So, but
We can find this area
very difficult to know for sure.
because it's right by this bridge.
Yeah. All right, well, onwards and
Yeah, those trees over there look kind of like the ones in the shot. In this area, sorry,
Oh, that's all right. I'm just.
this area kind of looks like that, but it's been 30 years, so anyway, looks pretty close if it ain't it. So that down there is the body of water where McLeod paddles the canoe, and they also serve. And Connor parks his canoe in the gathering. And the cabin is right next to that. We'll get there in just a minute. Hiking up the hill right now. And Andy's busy checking out the cave face right there.
very hard to know.
Which is from Bless the Child.
There's so much overgrowth on it.
And right up there, I'm pretty sure, is where the Native American gal from Bless the Child was driving her truck. Right in that area right there.
Even though we can't pinpoint the exact spot, clearly that's the rock face from Mountain Hen and Bless the Child.
Wonder how they did the scene where McLeod jumps. I mean, that spot right there is what looks like
he
it,
said
right,
it was only about 6 feet, I think, didn't he?
right there.
Yeah, he said it wasn't very high.
Yeah, it wasn't very high. And he jumped off onto a mattress or an air cushion or something. You okay?
Yeah. Okay. That's as far as you're going.
Yeah, basically up there at the...
That's the dam right there. From They Also Serve.
Well, if you're going up there.
That's our
No,
next
no,
target.
no, no. No, we're not doing...
All right. So there's the dam, or the showdown between Duncan and Michael Christian. Here's the area that he crawls up from after the quickening. I believe the T-Bird is actually parked right where Shan Chan is standing, more or less.
Yeah.
And Richie shows up on his bike right along this gravel road here.
Yeah, the T-Bird.
I think McLeod walks up this path too after he gets out of the canoe and Michael Christian's waiting for him, or was it vice versa? Does he come down from the dam and Christian comes out of there?
He comes out of, he's walking across out of there, up
Yeah.
the stairs, and Christian's waiting on him. So here's the shot of Richie racing to the rescue here, coming up the trail. There's the cliffside on the right, and the T-Bird.
Yep, right there.
One thing about this hip injury, it's giving me buns of steel.
So there is a cliffside.
Well, we got that on film.
That's okay. I have had fun. Hey, you want to see a neat trick with a walnut?
So here's the shot of him crouched down right just above the trail there to go down to see who won. Okay.
Hey, honey, go get your sword real quick.
Yeah, real quick. So here's the dam itself with the water going. Can you see that in the glare?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of this will work and some of it won't probably, but
Do I need to shade it?
There's the dam.
oh, sorry.
All right, let's see. You know, he's in the canoe there, but then the canoe magically disappeared.
Kind of like the earring.
I wonder if there's actually going to be water on the other side of this thing.
Yeah. Yeah, they didn't fake that for the show. It's just really, really low right now.
Yeah, it's definitely low. Yeah.
But I came up here and I did this in the snow. There's snow all over the stairs, there's snow all over the walkway.
So yeah, during the fight, Duncan and Christian go over this side. I'm gonna take a little gamble here and hopefully I won't drop the camera.
Yeah, don't put it on your wrist to make sure.
Down there.
Be careful, honey.
And then out this side.
Oh my gosh, you're
Over
making me
here.
nervous.
Were you able to see the hole?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they come over here and then off they go down the spillway there.
And then the quickening takes place down there.
Down there in the bushes.
And then right up the trail over there. Back to the car.
Yep. So here's some shots of them on the walkway fighting. This is back this way. Probably for about where we're standing. I don't imagine they'd want to do it right there on the wooden piece. Actually, no, there is the wooden piece in the back, so they're further back behind us, actually. There he is running up the stairs. Let's see, go this way. Yeah, this would be back towards the stairs as well. Because there's... Yeah, so he's standing probably around here where Christina is, or where Shannon is. That's when he was leaving, and that's when they're in the water. Yeah, I'm sorry, these are all out of order, but
You get the gist of it.
yeah.
It's really pretty up here.
Well, except for the water. The water's kind of icky. Well, you're running
Alrighty.
water over there.
And now I think it's time to go to the cabin.
Now we're gonna go home.
I will throw you off this bridge right now.
It ain't now.
All right, we are finally here. The elusive
Avery
McLeod's
Hoskins cabin.
Nice.
It is. Yeah, this was, not to cut you off, but yeah, it was used in Bless the Child as well.
Oh, was it?
From this
Oh, okay.
angle, it's Avery Hoskins' cabin. That's why I said that.
Okay, I thought you were
From the
kidding.
other side, it's Duncan McLeod's cabin. No, no. It
Are we
really
allowed to
was.
go over there on the other
Well,
side?
we have to be careful, and you can't try to film in the windows or anything because that is a private residence.
Oh, yeah, I'm not
actually.
interested in that. I mean, there wasn't anything filmed inside anyway, was there?
No.
Well, if it is Avery Hoskins' cabin, isn't there that one scene between?
Oh, that's right. That's right. I
Two of
forgot
them
about that.
were
So
there-
yeah, they probably did for a couple of things, but I don't know what extent.
But yeah, I'm primarily interested in like the spot where Duncan's meditating, or the spot where him and Richie are training in Banded Brothers.
I have the screenshots of those I can show you.
Are we able to
Yeah. I
see
think
that?
so.
Around
Okay.
the side, you can probably angle
So
it.
when we were here before, the ranger came over and was giving Adrian a hard time because of our group size. But if it's just the few of us here, I don't think they're going to be complaining about that. And especially if we're not actually getting right up near the cabin doors or
Make it
anything
even
like
a
that.
smaller room. I'll stay down here since it's already been up.
But yeah, you can go ahead and make your narration or something there if you like. I'm trying to find this thing for you.
Okay. Well, I was probably just going to cut it until we can get around it and see the other angle.
Whatever.
But yeah, doesn't Hoskins come right down those steps and out to his truck, and that's where she steals the baby from him and all that jazz, right there on those steps.
That's it.
Right there.
Why is it so difficult to find these now?
So yeah, we're gonna see if we can get a couple more angles, and we'll see what we can see. All right,
They
rolling.
had about the quote-unquote stone over in this vicinity to our left, and they had him up here with the fire
Oh,
behind
yes,
him. and
the
he's doing
stone that
kata.
indicates that it's holy ground that is
Yeah.
actually styrofoam, which is why it ain't here.
Just a prop, movie magic,
You can see it right there that he's
doing one
practicing
of
his
his
thing, and right there.
And then also from this angle, basically as well, from Banded Brothers.
Oh, uh-huh. Where they got
snow
the
all
training
over.
log and such.
Mm-hmm. And the log is like right there.
Mm-hmm.
And that, of course, would have been the same stone that they set over there.
Mm-hmm.
And then here's the end of the gathering when they're walking up the hill.
And that's
It's right here.
yeah, that's right where we're standing, pretty much.
Maybe just slightly over, but yeah.
So let me.
Yeah, they were coming up that little embankment there.
Yep. Right here.
And then, like I said, the other side over there is Avery Hoskins' cabin. So you can see it from the other direction. From
Mhm.
over there. With the 4 pane windows there. And then that's from down behind, down the slope,
Right.
the grassy slope. They walk
Yeah, I want
up.
to see that too before we take off.
Okay, well, we have to walk around.
Yeah,
there
it's just
for
right
that.
over there, right?
Yep, and then this is from further back where he
Mm-hmm.
gets in the cabin. This is actually not here.
Yeah, that's the
But-
establishing shot that we went to
Right,
a couple days
right,
ago,
right.
Yeah.
But at the time that I put this together, I didn't know that, and so I had it here.
Okay.
And then I just haven't moved it out of this photo album, but I will adjust it, of course, for the next tour and so on. But anyway, so yeah, if you want to see the lake piece of it, we have to go around.
Awesome
the backside.
possum. Yeah, the training spot is basically from this camera angle right there. Okay. Pretty awesome. All right, on to the next spot.
Where the embankment was.
Okay, so this is horribly overgrown. Andy's saying that they actually cut it down for the shoot. But this is basically the angle where the canoe
Well,
would have been there on your right-hand side.
People,
And
I don't know if
the
the
cabin's
production
right up
cut
there.
it back, but they probably had the I don't know, I can't think of the word, but the rangers or whatever. So it's, you can see the
Mm-hmm.
cabin from back in there. So
Yeah.
yeah, and this was in they also serve where he gets in the canoe and
Yeah.
falls in
So
the water.
Connor would have walked up the hill right over there in the gathering,
But they
right?
had it at a different angle for that.
Or would
piece.
that have been right here in front of us?
That would have been over there, probably in front of us, but the camera was back the other direction.
Yeah,
'cause you can see
where we
it's up
can't get to
high,
now because the
and
brush is too
and
thick.
He's walking upwards there, you see.
That's the one that I was looking for, but I guess that's not. It's going to be over there, but yeah, we can't get there because it's all overgrown and nasty now. Bummer. And this looks way bigger in the TV show.
What's that?
This body of water right here looks way bigger in the TV show.
Well,
It's
and then they also sold the illusion by having Lake Bunsen over there, right? See, they opened up with the establishing shot for that, and it's to get you in the mind frame that this is what's here, and then presto, you're not really there.
brilliant camera work.
Basically, that is the area where they set up the Scottish village and homeland, in addition to also having it be the Waterloo flashback from Band of Brothers.
All the way at the bottom.
Basically down there.
Is there anything to see down there?
As far as what the sets
Any
or
like
props?
any like landmarks or anything from
Not
screenshots? Or?
necessarily. I mean, at Steve's house yesterday, we had a photograph in the corner of one of Steve's pictures that he has kept, and it was this as the cabin, you know, the black huts were set up for
Yes, I
homeland.
remember that.
Yeah, exactly. So that was standing there, and that's why I wanted to have a picture of this, because you could potentially match up the trees a little bit, but you know, that's almost 30 years ago. That was shot in 95. Yeah, 95.
There's nothing down there now but that little shitter.
But you know,
or whatever it
was
is.
down, of course, it wasn't down, you know, right where that was, but it was more against the tree line. That way they could see nothing but the forest in the back.
And I'm assuming this big frickin' thing over here was not
No,
there
it was
at the
not
time?
there. It was
Okay,
not
yeah,
there.
because that would really interfere with the shoot.
Yeah, well, I knew it wasn't there. Steve told me it wasn't there, but
Okay.
Adrian also confirmed that it wasn't there.
Okay, well, one more bonus shooting location.
Yeah, there you go. 2 more.